What's up, softball players? I'm Coach Dan Blewett. In today's video, let's talk about when should a catcher go out and visit the mound to talk with their pitcher. All right, if you're new here, I'm Coach Dan Blewett. I'm a former pro baseball player, softball and baseball academy owner. On my channel, I do tons of videos about overhand throwing instruction, the mental game, pitching, strength training, arm care, all that stuff. So if you're new, definitely subscribe. Check out the description from some of my courses, other video resources, and all that good stuff. So first thing, let's get started here. When a catcher should visit the mound. Number one, when you see bad body language about their performance. So if a pitcher just gave up a hit, if they just walked another batter, and they start to visibly slump their shoulders, and it's obvious that they're very in their head, a little bit rattled, frustrated, whatever, that's typically a good time to go out and visit the mound. Now, obviously, you can't do this 4 times a game, so you have to kind of pick your battles, and hopefully your pitcher doesn't have that much bad body language where it's a constant problem. But if it's a player who's pretty stoic and their body language is typically pretty good, and just like in the 5th inning, in a tough spot, you see them, their shoulders fall, that's a good time to call a timeout, go out there, give them a pep talk, whatever it is, and get them back on track. All right, the next reason to go visit the mound is if there's a consistent miss pattern. So say your pitcher is missing everywhere arm side, just arm side, arm side, arm side, or she's missing up, 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 like 3 balls in a row for the last couple batters. It's been like 2-0, 3-1, where it's a consistent miss pattern. Again, it could be up, down, in, out, whatever. If you see something that's consistent, that's a good time to go out there, talk through it a little bit, especially as a catcher. If you know a little bit about mechanics, and the best catchers typically do, they're sort of like, the in-game pitching coach. If you know a little bit about what they're doing wrong and what might help, then you can go out there and chat through that. But if you start to see a consistent miss pattern, it's a good time to go do a mound visit. All right, the next reason to maybe have a mound visit is a tempo change. So this could be the pitcher starts rushing a lot, whether it just looks like she's mentally sped up and she's just starting to like go through her motions a little bit too quick because maybe she's angry or she's frustrated or whatever, or she's physically speeding up her delivery, or she's slowing down her delivery. Any tempo change is cause for concern for you as a catcher. And if you spot that, like, hey, it looks like she's working a little bit too fast. When players get nervous and they get frustrated, they tend to move kind of extra fast. So if you see a tempo change, go out there, calm them down, see what's going on. That's a good time for a mound visit. All right, the next good time for a mound visit is if it's just a really long inning, and especially if it's really hot. If they've thrown 25 pitches and you still only have 1 out or 2 outs, it's a good time just to break up the inning, break up bad momentum. So say she's given up 3 singles in a row, or a walk and 2 singles. Just go out there, break up the other team's momentum a little bit. If they're just constantly sending the next batter up to tee off, just put a pause into the whole thing and give them a physical break, especially if it's a really hot day and they just need that. Give them a break. All right, the next reason to visit would be strategy. So if there's something that you need to make sure that they remember, because say this batter is a pretty tough out and she's already hit 2 doubles so far in this game, so you want to go back out there and remind her that, hey, this hitter hits drop balls really well, or this hitter waits on changeups really well, so we're going to attack her this way. Have strategy visits. That's a valuable reason to go out there. And just don't always assume that you're on the same page. If it's really, really critical, like it's 3-1 in the 5th inning, and this hitter could really put the game out of reach or whatever, or tie the game, go out there and be like, hey, just remember, this hitter's got really quick hands, we're going to work away, or this hitter's got a powerful but slow bat, so we're going to work in. Whatever it is, go out there, have a quick reminder just so you're on the same page. And your pitcher will appreciate that too, that you're thoughtful and staying engaged, because you can't do it all just one of you. You're a team. So if you have that strategy moment where you need to make sure that you're on the same page, go out there and have that quick visit. All right, and the last one is just to boost their focus or boost their confidence. The more you're in tune with your pitcher's needs and their emotions and how they run, if they run hot or if they run cold, meaning when they don't do well, they start to get really angry, or if they run cold, they start to get really disappointed and sad on the mound. You need to be in control of your pitcher's emotions as best you can. So if you need to go out there and just give them a boost, or just give them a little more extra confidence, or if you just feel like, hey, I want to go out there, I feel like something's off with her, go do it. It doesn't have to be any of the other reasons that are a little more specific. It can just be like, look, I just feel like she's a little bit off. I want to go out there, give her a quick pep talk or whatever it is. The last thing I'll mention, though, is that some pitchers don't like visits. Some pitchers do like visits. It just depends. And what you don't want to do is break a pitcher's rhythm. If she's going really well and you're just like chatty Cathy, don't necessarily do that. So for me, when I was a pitcher, it really pissed me off if a catcher came out and didn't have something very specific to tell me. Like, don't come out here and talk to me about blah, blah, blah. If you need to say like, hey, make sure we throw this or this sign, that's fine. If it was strategic, if it was like an objective thing. But I didn't need catchers coming out to like give me a rah-rah. I would just send them back as quickly as they came. So make sure you know what your personality of your pitcher is, and don't do anything to piss them off. So if you're just going out there is going to make them angrier because you're disrupting their flow, or they don't want to talk to you when they're mad, which is often the case, you know, just take that into consideration. It's not about you as a catcher. You should do everything you can to massage the situation and make it better if you can, but you can also make it worse. So just tread lightly sometimes. And that goes back to knowing your pitcher's personalities and what you should and should say in the heat of competition, because competition brings out the best and sometimes the worst in everyone. So hopefully today's video was helpful. You know, this is part of your softball IQ. It's important to stay on top of the game as a catcher. You really are in a lot of ways the general of the field, along with the pitcher and the shortstop more than anyone. So, you know, use these tips and be really perceptive. The more you know your pitchers and get to talk with them and catch them in the bullpen, in practice, all that stuff, the better your relationship is going to be, and the more you're going to help them stay right during a game. All right, thanks again for watching. Again, I'm Coach Dan Blewett. Be sure to check out the description below if you need more help on your softball game, and I will see you here in the next video.